Roll that beautiful intro, Lutwack. It's me, at True Star Screamer. Yes, that's right, I am back to editing. And, I hope you all had an amazing new year. 2021, and, well, the year's over. I mean, what more can we say? Of course, January 1st was the street date for the Vipers and Firefly. They came out at 8 o'clock, and they were all sold out by 8:15. And, nope, I did not get one. Was able to secure, though, a thrust, which was pretty cool. Though I don't have the other two cone heads, go figure. Precious, I know. But yeah, I was able to secure a Firefly from one of the guys on the Realm of Collectors, which was awesome. So, very nice to having someone who's not being a crazy scalper. It's probably my only chance of getting a Firefly. I know I paid more than I would pay in the store, but at least I'm getting one. Hopefully, Hasbro will actually send more to Target on the Vipers, but hey, I don't think I ever saw anything from the first Cobra Island. I never saw a Baroness in a store. And it's like I said, I never, ever saw a Red Ninja in the store, so if they came out somewhere here in North Carolina, there's some guy sitting on like 4 of them. I'm not that guy. But, Thrust, as you know, was from Earthrise, and I did end up watching Earthrise this weekend. And this is going to be my review. Speaking of reviews, I will probably try to get a review for Thrust up a little later this week. So that'll be kind of fun to do. Look forward to seeing how this camera works, how this mic works, how the lighting works. And we'll get that up and going. The display down here is looking really good. I've got about a half a dozen bookcases up already. I've got a 7th one going up after I finish this video. And once that's done, I'll try to start doing a collection tour. Right now I've got stuff boxed. I'm starting to lay stuff on the shelves. My Power Rangers stuff is getting laid up, which is nice. So I got the Power Rangers up. I've got my McFarlanes up. I'm starting to get through my DC McFarlanes up. And after that, then I'll probably start getting the NECAs and the Storm collectibles up. So that'll be really good. I'm really looking forward to getting my Marvel Legends because, god dang it, I got so many Marvel Legends backlog. It is a joke. I'm not doing a top 10 as everyone else is doing because for 6 months of the year, everything I had was boxed up. So I couldn't tell you what my favorite was and what it isn't. And so it's going to be real fun trying to figure it out for 2021. But that just means lots of toys for me to play with. I'm no Robo, but woo, toys. But enough about that. Let's talk about Earthrise on Netflix. Long short of it all, if you want a non-spoiler review, meh. That is a whole lot of meh. There were some really good concepts to it. There were a lot of good ideas that they never really followed through with. And that's basically my non-spoiler review. It had a lot, and I do mean a lot, of the same problems that Siege did. Voice acting, meh. The speed of the line delivery, meh. The use of drones left and right for everyone, kinda, I guess. I mean, you can now army build your Ironhides, you can now army build your Impactors, you can now army build, of course, your Reflectors and Seekers, so they did a lot of those. But, I think in the entire show, Prime, Megatron, Scorponok, Hound, and Sideswipe, they were the only ones that transformed. Oh, and Jetfire and the Seekers. Yeah. So 7. We saw 7 things actually transform, but we didn't actually see them transform on screen. It was robot, explosion, vehicle driving out. I'm sorry, I like my Transformers to transform. If it's so freaking called Transformers. So yeah. There's your... I've got a few other complaints, but I'm going to get into that in the spoiler section. So, this is it. I'm going to be spoiling things now, because this is my channel. I can do what I want, but you have been forewarned. Double Dealer didn't transform. I did like the fact... Yeah, Double Dealer was in it, which was kind of cool, but he was just a guy with a gun, basically. I did like seeing Exhaust and Bug Bite in it, which was kind of neat. I think that's the first time we've actually seen them animated, so that was kind of cool. They were part of Double Dealer's group. And they addressed the third-party faction, which was kind of neat. I wish the Earthrise figures actually put the third-party faction on more of their stuff, as opposed. I know you can get a repro label, or whatever they're called now, but you can get that. But still, I kind of was hoping Hasbro would put more stuff with that. The storyline was okay. The biggest thing is the show was called Earthrise. The whole thing was set in space in Cybertron, so there was no Earth. Characters. Everyone on Cybertron was still kind of cool. You know, you had a leader running around with Jetfire and Red Alert and their group. That was kind of neat. I did kind of like some of the tension between Alita 1 and Jetfire. There was some nice development with Megatron versus Shockwave, how Megatron was a little more empathetic to his Decepticons. But at the same time, like there was a part where since the Allspark is gone, Energon's disappearing, and they're trying to hoard Energon for the Nemesis project. And Shockwave's like, dude, we're just gonna harvest the Energon from Decepticons. Megatron's like, dude, that's not cool. And then, well, the greater need of things, so Shockwave pretty much talked him into it. Yet Shockwave didn't transform yet. Go figure. They did finally launch the Nemesis, so you got to see the Nemesis versus the Ark. But before then, I mentioned Double Dealer. Double Dealer was working for a Quintesson, and that was cool seeing a Quintesson. Yet I'm surprised they didn't give. And at one point, the Quintesson had an army, and he goes, "You and what army?" And he had his drones. They weren't Alicons. Go figure. You'd think they've got an Alicon toy out, that the Quintesson's drone army would have been the Alicons. I mean, instead they were Ironhide clones or Ratchet clones. One neat thing with the Quintesson, you know, each one of his 5 faces was a different personality, and the whole time he was trying to get an agreement with them. And the Quintesson cut off 4 of his faces. I thought that was neat. I thought it would be kind of neat, though, for a little follow-up of somehow those 4 faces still being alive and maybe getting on drone bodies or something like that. But they didn't follow through with that. And that's one of my other biggest complaints about the show. A lot of neat ideas that they could do a lot more with. Didn't do a thing. I mean, I know they only had 6 episodes, but still, I thought it would have been kind of cool if Double Dealer scooped up the 4 faces and used them on other drone bodies. Nope. Scorponok appeared. That was neat. And he was saying he was the last of the Scorponoks. So apparently there used to be a bunch more Scorponoks. Okay. At one point they find his weakness is to shoot him in the head. I was almost hoping that from shooting in the head, that his head would have popped off and that would have been a headmaster. Or he had a bunch of fast track drones. I thought that would have been really cool. Nope. There was some neat kind of character development between Prime and Megatron, about them reminiscing about their past, teaming up, then of course turning on each other again. Cog of all characters had a hot rod moment between Optimus and Megatron, of distracting him enough for Megatron to win. That was weird. What other things? Skylynx. Okay, so at one point they're in this like dead space zone, and apparently Skylynx got banished there from Alpha Trion a while ago. And Skylynx is like, "I'll help you, but you have to let me help you escape from this universe." And right when they're about to escape from the universe, Skylynx sacrifices himself and gets blown up. again, didn't transform. So Skylynx is flying next to the Ark, and he's in robot mode the whole time. I think that would have been a perfect time to at least see his alt mode. Nope. One thing I did like that didn't follow through was Galvatron appeared. He was in the trailer, and he had this one episode where he was with Megatron, and when he came out of nowhere, it was a great homage to the 1984 film, and when he went back, he was great. Still using that weird transition thing from when Megatron turned to Galvatron. You just kind of saw Unicron in there. In the trailer, they showed Nemesis Prime. He was like in an like a fantasy of Prime getting turned into Nemesis Prime. I don't know, but he was like literally what you saw in the trailer is all you saw in Nemesis Prime. And then when it all ended, they appeared on Earth, and apparently they crashed. And while they were crashed, the Beast Wars is going on. It ends with literally seeing Dinobot. A lot of neat things that, again, that would be great I wish would be kind of pulled more into canon that they would expand on. I'm hoping that maybe IDW will take some of these concepts, or one of the comic book companies will do a true Siege, Earthrise, Kingdom comic book series and actually flesh out from those things. Like, this is like the ultra abridged version, and the comic book will actually do what you're supposed to do with it. Because this is kind of like, I don't know, the diet soda version watered down flavored seltzer. You're barely getting a taste of what it could be. I'm probably going to watch the third one. It's nice getting a little bit of fiction tied in with these toys I'm buying. But it is just so lackluster. Again, the voice talent is... They probably could have pulled from us from the fandom for the voice talent, and we would have done a better job. One guy was saying that they stretched out the dialogue just so it could stretch out to the 20 minutes. Which, I honestly would believe that. Megatron, do you forgive me? Okay, yeah, when you watch that episode, when Prime is saying he's going to blast Megatron, he's like, do you forgive me for it? And then he's justifying his actions, that if I have one terrible action will prevent thousands of terrible other actions. Okay, cool. But before he can shoot, he asks Megatron if he could forgive him. It's like, dude, really? No. But that... They could have farmed out the voice talent so much and us fanboys would have been beating each other up to do it for free, just to say we're part of it all. And the whole thing kind of felt like a lackluster fan production, I guess. I know Netflix is doing it, but man, whoever they're outsourcing it all from. Bumblebee still hasn't transformed. Go figure. And, remember I was talking about one of my biggest criticisms from Siege? Astro Train. In Siege, the last episode, Astro Train, seems gigantic. He, lands down. He's in that episode, he seems like he's, the size of a combiner, which is kind of cool because he's a space shuttle, being able to hold all the other Transformers. In the last episode in the Nemesis, it's like Astro Train's just standing there. Small. Being held at gunpoint. It's like, really? In fact, in some ways, Astro Train could have been the Nemesis. That could have defeated that whole plot hole. Okay, we have a huge ship that we're feeding Energon to. Dude, you got a guy who can carry everything. Like I said, I watched it, and I'll watch the third one and probably be just as disappointed from the third one. They don't even build from their mistakes. So... lackluster dialogue, nice potentials that they never follow through on. I don't even know if the Quintesson's still up there. I mean, I was watching the episode, and yeah, I have no idea what's going on with all that. And apparently, like I said, the Beast Wars are going on while Cybertron's dying, and Shockwave is the last guy one of the last Decepticons over there. I mean, there was one thing I liked when they were trying to break out. They were in this prison scene, and they were breaking out of the prison, and Elita 1, which I thought it was neat that Megatron was calling Elita 1 Ariel. Like there was a, like, knowing that they had some kind of past. I kind of like that. So again, like, there's like little world building where it's like, ooh, this would be really awesome if we could flesh out on this, and we don't do anything with it and give us even more mediocrity. So it's like these little highlights of awesomeness make the mediocrity that much more worse to deal with. But yeah, at one point, was it flywheels? No, not fly. Is it flywheels? Which is the tank and the tank and jet? So at one point, they're sneaking out, and flywheels lets them escape. Cool. And then later in the episode, flywheels helps capture them again. Chromia is freaking sniping everyone, and she guns down flywheels. Even he blatantly says, I helped you out. Come on, you owe me. She guns him in the head. Go figure. That kind of ticked me off. So, I mean, you saw Flywheel, Spinster, you saw a lot of the unique characters, and they did lackluster nothing. And all this just really compounds. I mean, I can look at Siege, I look at this, and things I loved. Sound Blaster being an imperfect Soundwave clone. Oh, that I like. Him having an underground Energon thing. That I like. Like I said, Astro Train being the size of a combiner because he's a troop transport. Oh, I would have loved to have seen that. Guardians would have loved to see that. Mirage being the hologram guy as opposed to Hound. Love that. They kind of did something with that in the show, which was kind of neat. But the past of Megatron working in the arenas, that's awesome. The Quintesson cutting off his faces to get consensus, that was awesome. The fact that Double Dealer was part of this additional faction that Sound Blaster was in. Oh, give me more. Build up this third faction. We need more than a two-party system when it comes to Transformers. Okay, I wasn't trying to be political. I just thought it was funny. I want more of that. I want more of Prime. You know, Scorponok, apparently other beast formers, whatever the heck he was. That would have been interesting. They take these little gems and they could have done so much more. And like I said, and then the whole thing was called Earthrise. Earth was in the last 3 minutes. I would have honestly have kept this more as Siege, to be honest. And then still do another Earthrise miniseries of, Siege being 12 episodes with 6 episodes. There's Siege. Earthrise, 6 episodes, twice a year. Cool. Then Kingdom, another 12 episodes. Kingdom's probably going to end with Unicron appearing in the last 2 minutes or something like that. Go figure. So, again, TLDR, whatever they call that in there. It's okay. I don't even know if it's worth a watch. I'd honestly say, unless you really want to see these robots, read the Wikipedia. So, I mean, I kind of glossed over a whole lot of things, but I'm actually really disappointed with what Netflix is doing with Transformers. If you really want a good Transformers show, go rewatch Prime. Find episodes of the animated series from Cartoon Network. Those are still the 2 best Transformer shows ever put to freaking television. And maybe Cybertron. From the whole Unicron trilogy, I kind of like Cybertron, but that's just me. Armada, yeah. Energon, hell no. Cybertron's pretty good. Or Galaxy Force, the Japanese one. But, this is just, the toys are great. I can't wait to open them. Like I said, I got Thrust, I got Starscream, I got almost all the Seekers. I want to find Ramjet and Dirge. I'm looking forward to Inferno coming out and finally actually getting these other figures. I'm really excited for that. But Netflix, you're letting me down. I just can't wait for now I'm waiting for my new season of Ultraman. I'm waiting for my new season of Keegan Ashura. Those are good Netflix originals. this, I mean, I wouldn't even show this to a kid. Because they're gunning down, it's like they don't even know who their audience is. They're gunning down Transformers with this lackluster dialogue. So, I think I'm done rambling for this week. Usual, like, comment, subscribe. Say hi to me on Facebook. Check out my Instagram at TrueStarScreamer. I got some fun stuff coming in this week that I look forward to reviewing and actually reviewing. So till next time, peace.